Not only was Micah Parsons not bluffing about his trade demand, things seem to be getting worse between the Dallas Cowboys and their superstar edge rusher. ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter provided an update on where things stand between the Cowboys and Parsons on Monday, and it's not good for Cowboys fans. Parsons, of course, is about to enter the final year of his rookie contract and is seeking a Myles Garrett-style extension. But the Cowboys have balked at his asking price, which led to Parsons requesting a trade on social media. Yet, with less than 2 weeks until Dallas' season opener against the Philadelphia Eagles, the Parsons saga continues to suck up the oxygen at Cowboys training camp in California. What did Adam Schefter report about Micah Parsons and the Cowboys? It's been 2 weeks since Parsons made his trade request, and he still has not participated in practice or played in either of Dallas' first 2 preseason games. The Cowboys are no strangers toward managing these contract disputes, since they have had acrimonious contract negotiations with CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, and others in the past. Yet, unlike other hold-ins, which are about avoiding practice as much as collecting a market value contract, Parsons and the Cowboys appear to be spiraling toward a divorce. It is different, Schefter reported Monday. It's gotten personal, and they're no closer to a deal. There's no reason to think that the Dallas Cowboys and Micah Parsons will be able to work out a deal before the start of the regular season. That the Parsons-Cowboys impasse may linger into the regular season isn't necessarily stunning, especially given Dallas' astronomical asking price for the 2-time All-Pro who has been a finalist for the NFL Defensive Player of the Year award twice. Chris Jones' contract negotiations with the Kansas City Chiefs cost him Week 1 in 2023, as an example of 2 sides that refused to blink before the season. Yet, the more alarming fact is the lack of negotiations between Parsons' camp and Jerry Jones and Cowboys brass, which Schefter made sure to note. It's August 18th, and sides always could come together, Schefter said. But we want to emphasize, there have been zero contract negotiations since late March and early April. Is that going to change all of a sudden? I don't think so. Will the Dallas Cowboys trade Micah Parsons? Unsurprisingly, the Cowboys are not engaging with opposing teams on a trade for the 5th-year defensive end. Parsons is as good of a game wrecker as there is in the NFL. He has 4 double-digit sack seasons in as many years and has also qualified for the Pro Bowl games every year. Posturing between sides in a contract negotiation is to be expected, and even Garrett demanded a trade before he signed a 4-year, $160 million contract with the Cleveland Browns in March. But the reported acrimony between the 2 sides seems real, especially since Jones said nothing is getting in the way of the 2 sides discussing a contract. "We might or we might not talk," Jones said last week, according to ESPN. The rest of that gets into what we do every day. Even though bad blood is brewing, Jones has been cordial to Parsons and appreciates him being with the team instead of holding out. "I'm glad he's been here," Jones said. "It's important for the team, teammates, but it's important for him to pick up all of the coaching and nuances, and osmosis is a very big thing, and he's been handling that part of it." Jerry Jones, owner of the Dallas Cowboys, has been facing quite a bit of hate from fans and critics over the last few weeks. On Saturday, it looked like Jones might have been rethinking many decisions as his quarterback, Joe Milton, failed to score in the 2nd preseason game against the Baltimore Ravens. The Cowboys lost abysmally to the Ravens with a final 31-13 after Milton completed only 9 passes out of 18 attempts for 122 yards. The 25-year-old quarterback failed to score, and his performance was truly a letdown. Milton was signed by the Cowboys after being traded by the New England Patriots in a move that brought about many mixed reactions. After the QB's terrible performance against the Ravens, Cowboys insider Clarence Hill tweeted his feelings on what the Cowboys were doing wrong. Typical Cowboys. Instead of developing a QB, they try to find magic in a bottle. Clarence Hill tweeted about the Dallas Cowboys from his X account. Hill's message for Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys comes especially after Cooper Rush, who was part of the team before, played for the Baltimore Ravens and managed a solo touchdown with a pair of interceptions. The Dallas Cowboys will be hoping that their 3rd preseason game against the Atlanta Falcons goes better after losing both the matchups until now. The Cowboys will soon be seen in their Week 1 clash against Super Bowl 59 winners, the Philadelphia Eagles, as they open their regular season next month. Jerry Jones called out for Micah Parsons' extension handling. It looks like Jerry Jones is being a stubborn child on the whole Micah Parsons matter. Linebacker Parsons has put in a trade request from the Dallas Cowboys after the two parties failed to arrive at an agreement regarding his contract extension. But it does not look like money was the actual issue when it came to why Jones didn't give Parsons the extension he definitely deserves. Quite recently, it was reported that Jones has managed to fully pay off the debt he took for the AT&T Stadium, a whopping 10 years in advance. The move has definitely saved the business mogul millions of dollars. Despite saving millions and already having millions in the bank, Jerry Jones is still not ready to make an offer to Micah Parsons, who seems to be pretty much done with the team. Jones continues to be called out by both fans and analysts for the way he handled Parsons' extension negotiations. Trade talks continue to heat up as the Green Bay Packers are in pursuit of Micah Parsons. Knowing his situation with the Dallas Cowboys, Parsons is eyeing a new team sooner rather than later. Green Bay has been going all in on the four-time Pro Bowler. Parsons' time in Dallas didn't go according to plan despite him saying he's a for-lifer. Jordan Love has been on the hunt to land Parsons, a move this NFL insider predicts could happen. Ian Rappaport expects the Green Bay Packers to pursue Micah Parsons. Not only does Rappaport expect the Packers to go after Parsons, he thinks they're a perfect fit. The NFL insider recently appeared on the Pat McAfee show where he discussed Parsons' fate ahead of the 2025 season. It was recently reported that Green Bay sent an aggressive offer to Dallas for the 2021 NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. Knowing he has a massive payday ahead of him, the Packers are willing to forget about that as their trade package included draft picks galore. Dallas seems to be interested in receiving a player as well as high-quality draft picks. Even with all of this on the table, Rappaport still has the Packers as a likely destination. That's the kind of team that I would say, if Micah was going to be traded, that he'd be going to. I would expect the Packers would be among the teams really interested. They have paid Jordan Love. They have a bunch of really good young players, but there's players like Quay Walker that they haven't paid, Rappaport said. He continued, they have money to spend, and they are really good. That's the kind of team that if Micah was going to be traded, he'd be going to. Packers fans are ecstatic with the news. ESPN recently gave the Packers one of the best Super Bowl windows knowing how their roster fares heading into the next few seasons. This fan knows how important Parsons is and how much of an immediate impact he'd have on the team. If we can get Micah Parsons on the Packers, we're going to be legitimate Super Bowl contenders for the next 5 years. This deal needs to get done. Another fan calls for Brian Gutekunst to go all in. Micah Parsons and Reggie White are the only players to ever record at least 12 sacks in each of their first 4 seasons. This is the type of player you throw a couple of firsts at and don't look back. Chances are he is going to be absolutely worth it. Make the call, Guti. One Packers account asked fans if they would rather see Parsons or Trey Hendrickson come to the team. Hendrickson has been linked to the Carolina Panthers, but his status also remains up in the air. Micah without a blink. One fan said as another commented, Micah Parsons, just as talented and 4 years younger. Rashawn Gary is the lone Packers defenseman that comes anywhere close to the abilities Parsons has. If Green Bay is willing to give up their 27-year-old star in a trade, they would still see a massive upgrade. A trade is going to come at a cost, one the Packers seem willing to pay.